MW2 is going to look a lot like a mobile game, according to Crimzix. Apparently, a lot of the pro players have gotten a lot of early access to the final product, or at least some sort of build of the game that we'll end up seeing in the beta later on. But he basically talked about how the game looks like a mobile game, but does play well. I've seen a lot of mixed feedback from a lot of the pro players who've gotten it early. Some have gone on to say it's not a good game and this year's Call of Duty won't be it. And I've said this before, if this year of Call of Duty isn't it, then I think Call of Duty is a dead game. I think it's not in terms of sales, but I think a lot of the player base that's there that they need to get in terms of just, staying stable with their money, I don't think we'll be there if this game fails. I think there's a lot of hype, and especially with the marketing and everything they've done, they cannot fail in this game. But it sounds like there's a lot of negative feedback, and it's varied across the board. It kind of depends on who you're talking to or who you're listening to. I haven't played the early build yet because why would they let me do it? I'm pretty much like a massive naysayer of Call of Duty, even though I wanted to see things improve, so I doubt they'll ever let me see an early build. Plus, I don't have the follower base that a lot of these other people have. I'm just a dude on the internet who just talks and screams and bitches, and then you just listen, which I appreciate. But I need to point out that it sounds like Crimzix, like I said, kind of made a point that the graphics are really bad. I don't know how early the build is for him. I don't know where he is at currently in that build, but I'd imagine it's a fairly early build based off the graphics we've seen. I can't imagine the game looks any worse in terms of the multiplayer based off what we've seen. I imagine we will see a downgrade in graphics because that is what happens. Every single game that comes out, you'll see this humongous, amazing graphical update or showcase of the graphics, and all of a sudden the game releases and it looks like dog shit. It's just the way of the world. It basically is like the Watch Dogs over and over and over again, and people seem to not understand that. That's why Ubisoft gets so much hate every year, or whenever they release a new game. It's because of these exact reasons. Now, from my standpoint, I'm taking what Crimzix says with a grain of salt, because again, he has an early build. I don't know how early in the build he is. I don't know what the developers have given him. I don't know what kind of stuff exists within this build. I imagine it's out there for them to play, to get used to, and get better at. That way, when it finally launches, they can actually go in, and it seems like the CDL is going to be a big part of Call of Duty's future, so I imagine they're letting the pros play it early. And I've seen other players, not even like Call of Duty players, a lot of, actors or football players. I think a lot of people during the NFL draft, a lot of those kids played it. I shouldn't even say kids. Well, they're younger than me, so I can say kids. But a lot of them got the chance to play it, and I've heard positive things, but it seems like a lot of the pros don't like it, which, another thing I want to point out is I think that's great. If the pros hate it, fuck them. I could care less. I'd rather the pros hate it, because you know what that tells me? The game is better for players like me and you, the typical viewer and the typical player who just want to jump on, enjoy themselves, and not get stomped in the face by some dude named Jaquise who has played the game hours and hours and hours of time and is so much better than you, because you are probably going to work every day, going to school every day, and not staying at home in your parents' basement who's feeding you Hot Pockets and collecting your shit as you're playing the game. Just like South Park. I don't think it makes any sense to make the game anywhere close to being a, competitive first-person shooter. That's not Call of Duty. Yes, it's competitive, but I just think it doesn't make any sense to cater to those people. Stop listening to those people. Those people kill your game. The reason why I've stopped playing a lot of Call of Duty games and would like to start branching out to other things on this channel. I know that sounds insane because that's all I've ever really done. But to me personally, I gotta say, it makes no sense whatsoever, at all, in any way, shape, or form, to allow the pro players any sort of feedback or any sort of criticism. What they should be doing is release a beta early, allow the player base to play it, make judgments, give feedback, and then boom. If you do that for a few months, for the amount of time they're letting these guys, and I'm not saying I don't like the pro players. I mean, it's great that they're bringing Call of Duty to the platform it's on, and it makes it's entertaining to watch. Don't get me wrong, I like the CDL, but I don't think it's fair for a lot of us to sit here and have to listen to this. So again, I'm going to go back to something at the beginning. Is Crimzix right or wrong? It's more perspective. I doubt the graphics are that bad. I think they're probably downgraded because it's probably an early version of the game, which is fine. I'm not angry about that. That's what it should be. And from what it sounds like, the gameplay is fine on his end, but it sounds like gameplay isn't great on a lot of other pro players' ends, which is great. I think that's awesome. I hope it's actually a great, good, casual game, Skill-based matchmaking isn't as bad as it has been in the past with these last 3 games. I hope they tone it back a little bit. But I want to know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think this is a great thing? Do you think the graphics will suck? I don't think the graphics will suck. I will happily tell you that. They look unbelievable. They belong in like some sort of museum. The graphics look fine. From at least what we've seen in terms of the campaign. We'll see what happens when the multiplayer drops. I'll probably make a ranting video about it, which is what I typically do. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. And, well,